Woo-hoo. What's good, everybody? Shouts out to Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, the whole wide world.
Spotify,
iTunes, Word. All of those.
Good,
Anchor. Thanks. We appreciate you all. Moosh Boosh.
Hey, yes, I'm Moosh and...
Oh, I have to say that. I forgot. I'm Boosh. I ain't no Moosh and Boosh.
She's like, the Boosh to my Moosh.
Yeah, I don't know.
No, it's something funny.
We gotta get a tag. We gotta get the real line. I don't know if I don't know. If
no, it's not gonna be that. That's
got a ring to it. I like
yeah, I'm Moosh and you're Boosh. Yeah, that's it.
Well, if you say it like that, it's gonna sound like that.
No, I mean, we'll work on it.
No, we'll figure it out. It'll come.
I
mean, we had our viewers actually name the show.
Yes, that was good.
Yeah. So that was cool. So maybe they'll come up with our slogan because the internet never fails. They're going to come up with something good.
Yeah, really good.
And something funny and something ridiculous. So let's have a good time with that. And maybe we could do what I do in a breakfast on Moosh Boosh or something. You know, I'll send you a little cash app for the best name.
Cool.
It's good.
That means we have to move on to our next segment. No, I'm joking. Go. That's what it made me feel like. Go. Okay. So, anyways, what were we going to talk about? The weekend, right? How was the weekend? Did y'all do anything spectacular?
I did nothing this weekend, and I'm not really happy about it. I'm not going to say I'm not happy. I felt like I wanted to be out in the sun, mainly, but I kind of just chilled in the house and saved money.
Word. Same thing. I didn't do much.
Right.
I don't know what I did. My son came back from with his dad.
Oh,
so
how was that?
It was good. It's good for him. I like him home again. It feels good with him in the house. So there's that. And speaking of having someone in the house, as you see, we have someone in between us, which we rarely do.
Yes.
So, we only have one other person. Doc had to let us know.
No, I'm lit.
Exactly, that he's the only second guest. Second one up here. Exactly. Welcome to the Moosh Boosh family, the 10,000 Hours, the network family. Doc Stigler, or AKA Brick City Buddha.
Everybody give it up for Doc Stigler.
Insert claps on our edited version.
Yes,
I was waiting for him.
Sorry.
I heard him in my head.
On YouTube, you're going to hear it even more.
See?
There we
exactly.
go. Sound effects for y'all.
We need them.
Yeah, shout out to Doc Stigler. I just want to say, am I saying your name right? Is it Doc Stigler or just
Doc?
Stigler, Brick City Buddha.
Doc, you call him Doc.
Yeah, you can call me Doc.
Okay, cool. I've been hearing about you for probably about a little over a year now.
Okay. Hopefully good things.
Oh, it was all good things. Right. And people were telling me I should connect with you in regards to retreats. And, they know I always go away to retreats, but I didn't know that you brought this in the bricks. I was not aware, but now that I am, I would never miss another one, honestly.
Right, no.
So I'm really excited about having you here because these are things that I like. These are things I think that should be brought to the inner city. And I don't want to have to always fly out to go.
Costa Rica and all that.
Exactly.
I mean, I love that stuff, but I want to do it at home with my people.
Yeah.
And raise those vibrations. So I appreciate you and thank you. So let me know a little bit about Peace in the Park.
Yeah, so Peace in the Park is actually like our one-day retreat type of thing, but we also now have space in Pennsylvania.
Okay.
So it's not necessarily the bricks, but it's an hour away, like 50 minutes away.
Okay.
But Peace in the Park is something that I started probably like 3 years ago, before I even had meditation education. And for those that may not know me, I'm an artist. I own a meditation company, counseling company, community activist. But before I did any of that, I was flat broke. I was coming off a disability. Didn't know what I was about to do with my life. My last 5 jobs I had got fired from. So I was at my personal version of rock bottom. Like, as I always say, 13-year relationship, completely disintegrated. So it was me and 4 walls, right?
Yes.
And somebody I had knew in the music industry that I was in a group with, he had already kind of taken the path to start his own meditation company. Shout out to Honest Yoga, another dope black man that helped me on the path. So once I started to figure out how to go within and what that can do for your actual practical life, because people think meditation is just about being blissed out. This is actually the best business plan you could ever have in your life. And I didn't approach it like that.
Yes.
I just wanted to heal myself. My kidney had conked out. I was coming off of being blind.
What?
So initially, I didn't really have I was blind in my left eye. I still got like a little droopy eye. I had like 3 different surgeries. But meditation literally helped me heal my whole body. And on top of that, I got the download to start going to teach free classes. And mind you, I was living in Plainfield at the time. I barely had enough money to pay my bills, let alone every week going to Branchbrook Park. But initially, my classes was free. They started as Peace in the Park.
Yes.
And this is before I had a crazy audience and all that different stuff. So when quarantine happened, mind you, we have a yoga studio. Shout out to Zill Creative Studios, Orange, New Jersey. That's where we do all our stuff.
In Orange?
Yes, in Orange. That's where he does his meditations all the time.
Yeah, right.
This is so... Go ahead, continue. Let me shut up because I will be all cutting you off.
Nah,
okay.
you good. Right down the street from White Castle, y'all know, late night after the club. That's where y'all go. But yeah, quarantine, we couldn't do that.
Yeah.
So I came out of meditation personally one day. I was in the shower and I just got the download to create Peace in the Park in a different way.
Okay.
And now I got a team of practitioners, yoga people, sound bowl therapists, DJs, creatives. So we wanted to make it like an extravaganza. And still, I didn't know how people was going to take it because we in the midst, this is the 3rd week of quarantine.
Right.
But we put the promo up and everybody was like, yo, I need that. And we was able to do 4 successful ones. The first one had like 100 people. The last one had about 250 people. We just kept growing each time. And it's been beautiful. So yeah, Peace in the Park has been lit.
That just made me feel something. Thank you. That's awesome. Great.
Let me say this real quick. Docs, so we've known each other for some years now. And I still don't know you prior to who you are now, which is a blessing. I'm not saying it's a blessing, but it's an interesting place. I was thinking about that about you earlier. I'm like, yo, exactly. There's a whole another Docs that people don't know, and I don't even know. I know from his conversations. I know that you talk a lot about addiction and overcoming those types of things. Your former Docs or whatever you called yourself at the time. I don't know if it was Docs back then too. Cool. So, can you talk to who that person was and how you overcame addiction and whatever your addictions were particularly?
I took a lot of different twists and turns in my life path. I grew up in the church like everybody did, and I wasn't like really paying attention. Like you just had to go to church, and even the little street niggas had to go to church.
It's true.
And it's interesting. I met a lot of my connects as far as the streets in church. We grew up, and we was kind of getting money together, but I took that path. I was smart, so I went to school, went to college. And at a certain point, I just start losing interest. And not only college, but I was also a minister in training.
That's how it go. What's your life path number, Docs?
33.
33,
wow.
So from 17 to 19, I was a minister in training. The only reason I took it serious, I hate to keep putting my sister under the bus, but she was a wild child. We all know this. And she started to get her life right.
Okay.
She started going to church. And mind you, she was wild as fuck.
Right.
So I'm like, yo, if you get in your life, I need to see what this church is about. And it's a different place than where we went. And I went there with like all youth. The praise and worship was like litty. I had never seen spirituality like that.
Right.
So it interested me, and I started like really diving in for myself. And I started to become like a star young minister even at that time. I was like going all over the tri-state preaching and stuff. Until...
They speaking the gospel, honey.
Yeah.
Jesus. Okay.
Right. Until like I really started digging into the Bible for my own perception.
Yes.
And people always say you want to question Christianity, just read the Bible.
Yeah.
And it's not even necessarily the Bible, it's how it was being taught. So I hit like a brick wall of my understanding, and nobody can answer these questions I had. So at a certain point, I had to make the choice, even at 19, like, yo, I don't really believe that people won't perish and burn in hell because they don't profess Jesus Christ. Like, I tried to make myself believe that, and I just couldn't.
I feel like that's normally where everybody starts in that process of renunciation of, like, Christianity or organized religion in general. It's just
like, this is the only way.
It's compassion. That's where it starts from, is understanding that other people, you see other great Muslims and whatever else you are, y'all gonna go burn in hell now, hellfire for eternity because of that? Like, I don't feel that way.
Right.
So, yeah.
It's the same. You start, again, you're brought into this religion by your family and almost brainwashed, I would say,
Nah, definitely diet brainwashed.
Yeah, because you're so young. It is. You don't want to sound so harsh, but it is what it is. And I always say that I'm a truth seeker. So it's always something that just didn't resonate. Like you said, it was just reading the Bible saying, so you mean to tell me this amazing person, because they're Muslim, but they're doing all this stuff for everybody. Right. But this mass murderer that just says Jesus is going to go in this one?
Right before.
I don't think that's the God that, we're not talking about the same God.
I finally stepped up at like 19. I'm already lit. And I'm like, yo, I can't do this no more. So I left the church.
Okay.
Everybody that was my community at that time completely turned their back on me. My relationship with my family got like real strained. Because everybody was like devout Christians. So I didn't have a fit no more. You know what I'm saying? And then I still had the connection before. College wasn't working out. I had no interest in that. So I started to, go heavy into music. And then, of course, to support that, streets. And a lot of people didn't know what I was doing. Like, I was on some Kingpin. I can say that now, 7 years with Gucci. Right. But I was on some Kingpin shit because nobody looked at me like that.
Yeah.
And I wasn't out here on the block with it. Like, I was serving the niggas that was out there on the block. Like, you know what I mean? So that, of course, that comes with a lot of different imbalances. Don't worry about it. That comes with a lot of different imbalances, a lot of women, a lot of alcohol, a lot of weed. And it just got to the point, even though those are like light things. Yeah. It depends on how you use it and what level you go to.
We just had this entire conversation.
Yeah. We want to keep going into the concept of addiction and how you overcame it, but we were just talking about how, there's I feel like right now I'm not utilizing weed the way that I should, the way that I have in the past. Like, I can use it in a creative way, you know what I'm saying? But right now I haven't been doing that. And I've had different spurts in my life where it's like, oh, I'm doing this, I'm in the studio and blah, 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 blah. I feel good and I'm smoking weed. Now I feel like lazy. I'm not doing anything. Right. It's making me, I'm just smoking weed and just laying around, not getting anything done. So it feels like abuse now. It feels like addiction now. And I know that, it's something that I gotta chill. And
people don't like to identify when they think of addiction, especially how we were raised. You think of like crack, dope, pills. Yeah, right. But no, you can be addicted to weed because it's really a mind over matter. And I grew up Rastafarian. That was very just what I don't remember my life without smelling weed in my house. I really don't. So my mother told me stories. I hope she doesn't kill me. But she told me stories that her and my dad used to like blow the weed in a mold of our head. And we'd go to sleep and all that.
Standard, like.
Yeah. It was just what we do. I'll bug out with my mom now. I'm like, that's abuse. Right? How could you? Now, shut up. That's not where we come from.
Remember, they wanted to talk to me in school about my weed. That's what that was. It's from the weed.
I was always sleepy. Right. But I always grew up seeing my parents not abuse it, though. It was like they'll take us.
Still be doing what they got to do.
Yeah. But then they'll smoke. My father and all his brethren, then they'll come in. And, my parents are Rastafarian, so they'll smoke, and I remember them saying, all praises to the Most High John. Yeah. So it was always this, and I never looked at it bad, and they never seemed sleepy. They were always doing shit. Right. Yeah. But here I go.
Right. Lay the fuck out on the couch.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Watching.
Yeah.
Right. Exactly. Got the skunk now, right?
That's true, too. My mother would not dare touch that shit.
But that's true, because it's been the weaponization of weed and THC. Like, the levels of THC right now is ridiculous. And it's, just as much as the lean and all this other shit, the levels of the weed that we smoking right now is very similar to like diet crack at this point.
Yeah, it's true.
The food we eat is just so many ways for them, the powers that be to kind of funnel our energy into things that's not really going to benefit us in the long run.
For sure. Absolutely. So going into your process with, drugs and alcohol in the music industry, I think that's a difficult place for me always. Like, just when everybody that I'm with, everybody smokes weed. Like, literally every person that I'm with smokes weed. So, like, am I supposed to now change everything that I do?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And you have a conversation, you have a song on your, what is it called? Is it an EP or is it called a mixtape? A whole thing.
Whole ass album.
Right,
bro.
Exactly.
It's a whole ass album.
So, okay. It is really a whole album because it's like, 25 tracks on there, right?
16 songs, but 25 total with the skits and all of that.
Yeah, but the one of the conversations that you have on there is, I think it's the song Solo. Where you're talking about not being with the same people. Like, you kind of got to roll solo dolo.
It's weird when you no longer mix with the crowd, bro. I was just talking to somebody about that yesterday. And that's kind of what blocks us a lot of times from leveling up, because we got the compulsion to do it. And then a lot of times we'll have the people in our perimeter that can help us do it. But the fear of knowing that, when I take this step, these people that I rock with right now that I really think is my clique, is my peoples, we really have ties based on similar addiction.
There it is. That's exactly what it is.
As soon as that was broken, I started to realize, like, nobody's really calling
me. Word. Exactly.
Yes. I'm the odd man out right now, but that's why you got to, like, really be firm on your square. And for me, I always say people learn two ways: inspiration or desperation. And and most people don't learn through inspiration.
You're
we gotta
right.
be desperate.
You gotta have
bang our head
a real
up against
crazy
the wall.
situation, yo.
Right. So kidney conking out, being blind, I didn't know if I was gonna live or be able to see. I had to do something. So that's why I was able to say, you know what? Whoever don't rock with me, this is about my survival right now.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You know
this is so good.
Isn't it good?
I'm honest. I'm so honest with everything you're saying. And it's very hard for me, but I'm being more disciplined. Jump and be like, me too. Me too. Because I'm disciplining myself. I watch myself back on the show sometimes. So I'm kind of critiquing myself. What's your sign, Doc?
Cancer.
Yeah.
Cancer.
Okay. I'm a Pisces, so I understand you.
Let me say this. Balanced cancer.
Balanced Cancer.
Balanced Cancer.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm a water sign as well. I'm really cool with Cancers. I get them.
Yeah. Good people. We just have issues with having so much
emotions. No.
Not even, I'll say, because even the thing with emotions, like always having that stigma as a Cancer, we dubbed as over emotional, but it's really having like a high bandwidth of being able to read energy.
Absolutely.
And of course, if you're not balanced, you don't know what to do with that. You're gonna end up a crybaby.
Yes.
Everybody out to get you. And I went through those phases in my life too, or whatever. But it's really about and people come at the Cancers, but when they got a problem, yo, can I talk, bro? You know what I'm saying? Like we the people that people come to. So
that's you guys are right close to what Gemini's, right? So that's definitely it. And we just talked about this on the last show that in the zodiac, Cancer is like the mother of the sign, hence your intuitive nature, I would say.
Sure.
I'm Capricorn, so I'm not water with y'all, but we're considered the father of the zodiac, so that's a whole nother vibe, you know what I mean?
And I got a heightened sense of feminine energy too, so
And thank you for saying that, because I need, listen, that's really good. We all have feminine, masculine energy.
Absolutely.
But it's a stigma attached to Black men in the inner city to not be able to admit to that, and it's okay.
Right.
I think that's like a male thing in general. The whole idea about femininity is the idea of it being weak or second or lesser
when we're
than.
so strong.
When it's equal to masculine energy, right? We just said that we have masculine energy and feminine energy. So I'm sure that we mix and mingle, use the spectrum in both sides. It's just not proclaimed. Yeah. Like a masculine energy is looked at as, it could be, it's powerful. Right. You know what I'm saying?
And you're doing too much and act more like a woman.
But as a feminine energy, for a man to define that, or to accept that is a place, and then even for it to seem that feminine energy is also powerful is a whole nother place that we haven't really gotten to yet.
Well, that's why the system of patriarchy is like so skewed.
Yeah.
Because people look at my level up right now, or may have met me on this side of myself. Yeah. And it's like, yo, docs, this, that, and the third. That happened because of me tapping into my feminine energy.
Can you speak more to that? Like, how did you get
two books I would recommend?
Say that's that. Anyway.
Yeah,
Listen up, guys.
2 books I would recommend, free PDFs y'all could download right now, that I always suggest, by Montauk Chia, Mantak, last name Chia, like Chia Pet. Cultivating Male Sexual Energy, Cultivating Female Sexual Energy.
Amen.
If you want to start to understand why you making the decisions you make, the behavioral patterns you have, this book will go into the base level of that, and I'll give an excerpt from the male one, right? He says the average man will ejaculate 5,000 times in his life, right? Average, let alone
y'all hear that?
Lit, you smell good, you look good, you Black, you got some money, triple that. Will Chamberlain said he slept with 20,000 women, right? So let's just say average 5,000 ejaculations. Every time a man ejaculates, it's between 200 and 500 million sperm. What does every one of those sperm have the power to do? If it meets the egg. It has the atomic force to help to create a whole life.
Yeah.
So I had to realize when I was leveling up, I went on a year of celibacy because I realized like my masculine energy, my desire to conquer or to be in the spotlight and all these different things, it was causing me to neglect what I was feeling. And what was eating away at my kidney was holding on to too much stress because I wouldn't allow myself to feel.
We just talked about all of this.
This is divine right now. Really honestly, this is really divine.
Buddha, man.
No, seriously, no, true to your name, because and I'm glad that it's coming from you, a man. You know, I really am, because
isn't it refreshing?
So refreshing. And you know what? I freaking appreciate you, because and they're a little low today. They're gonna come on later, I'm sure, when I replay it. But the men really need to hear this and see how powerful this is and how attractive it is from women. See, y'all don't really know the game. Y'all don't really know the game.
Shouts out to Mother Lauren. Hey, Lauren girl. Look. Hey, Lauren girl.
Okay. this is the panty dropper, fellas. Hey. Okay, not the being up. There you go, Rico. Yeah, this is the panty dropper. This is what I told a story really quick. I told a story about my ex coming out with the truth. And this truth was very devastating, right? Something he told me. I could tell. I've told my story on my other show before. Basically, I have his child the same age as his son, right? Unbeknownst to me. However, when he finally came out and told me everything, and I could see like the honesty and the, what's the word I'm looking for? The vulnerability. Now, some people may not understand this, and they might have wanted to throw shoes and everything, and we sat and we cried and everything. That was the best love I ever made with him out of 13 and a half years. I never in my life, I'm gonna get raw with it, orgasm back to back like that in my life ever. And it was because of the power of his honesty, and I felt so worthy that he couldn't take it no more. And the way he broke down as a man, and he's a masculine male, you know, but the way he just felt, so I can't keep looking at you. I felt connected to him finally because there was a disconnect somewhere with us. I knew I loved this man so much, but that was what sealed us. Like, if I could get through this, we could get through whatever. We're not together now, and it's fine because that was my experience. And I'm glad I had that experience, and now it's time for us to move on, you know? But that's how attached I am and how much I can handle honesty, that it will make me fall in love with you even more. So fellas, when you're talking this open, you're able to understand that you do have feminine energy and you're able to tap into it. And it's not some homosexual type of thing that's the first thing that's in your mind or weak. And you can
so immature.
So immature.
And it just shows me particularly like how deep you are within the matrix of patriarchy and just all these other concepts. Like, you're not a free thinker at all. You're completely within this whole system. If you can't even understand the concept of, you know, femininity and, you know, how we both have both versions.
Duality.
Like, it's okay. You know what I mean? I'm not saying you're a girl now. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying. And what's so bad about being a fucking girl? There's that part too. I'm just saying.
We all start as girls.
There it is. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Read research, fellas. That thing came later.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's very true. It's very true.
No one wants
it's
to
all
really...
the beginning.
Right.
But that's why you need to come to Peace in the Park.
on that turn, right?
Right. Get all these gems dropped on you in a comfortable atmosphere where you're like, okay, I don't feel like the oddball out. It's okay, guys. We're here.
Yeah,
and for anybody that may be watching right now, Peace, I know a lot of people came to our platform via Peace in the Park. But we've been doing this for a minute.
Yeah.
You've been to some of the classes. We in the yoga space, 60, 70 deep sometimes.
I gotta come.
You'll love it. It's so freeing.
Even though Peace in the Park, we had our last one. People was asking us to do one more. I talked about it with Zakia's Spirit. Just said, we got to train our people not to just support one aspect of ourselves.
That's right.
So we about to roll out our winter events, but we're going to be in there doing classes starting next Sunday. I'm in there every Sunday, 11 a.m. Thursday nights at 6:30 p.m. We got yoga practitioners. We do community events. I think our next one is October 10th. We're going to be doing a cuddle party. And it's interesting that you said that because, you know, I counsel too.
Okay.
I do a lot of couples counseling, especially in a time like right now. And a lot of people are either breaking up or have been single for a minute and have been doing the work to level up. So they're not necessarily in a space where they just want to turn up or just bust something down, but they still are kind of craving and thirsting for a touch.
Yeah, definitely of affection. You want affection?
Doc, stop it.
We were already doing blindfolded speed meeting at Above Art Studios. Sienna was a host.
We did our Learn How to Marry. Shouts out to Learn How to Marry Me. We came there and filmed one time. Yeah,
I had this set up for the art gallery until COVID came, and I couldn't do it anymore. Speed dating, but go ahead. This is too much synchronicity, but it's a lot.
It's all good. This is the evolution of that, and now we bringing it to Orange at our yoga space. So we're gonna have the cuddle party is gonna consist of we're gonna have a round table real talk.
Okay.
It's gonna be like the opposite.
I'm not coming, Doc. I always turn up. Every time I do, I be like, no. Every time I'm not coming.
We need that. We need that.
Wait, before the cuddle party?
No. When he does like his round, okay, at the last one of the speed days that I went to some time ago, right?
Right.
They do like a conversation. They have questions. People talk about it like open forum. And I'm all, I'm opinionated, but I got a great friend, your boy, Rod. That's how I met.
Right.
That's how we met. We're both January 13th Capricorns, and that's why we were arguing.
That's
the whole
crazy.
Time. We were like, but by the end of it, we was embracing each other.
That's
like now we fly.
Yeah.
That's how we met.
You know what? it's so funny because he's the one that actually told me about you.
Okay.
Yeah, and this was like last year, and I was like, next time you have, I would love to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he did something. He said, "You know, me and Sienna is
same birthday."
Yeah. Yeah, I was like, oh, that's freaking crazy. He was like, we're one and the same. But what I love about Ra, and not to dwell on him too much, he understands his feminine energy as well.
Yes, definitely.
Totally understands it. And that's why that's like that's my boy. He just gets it. But enough of him. Back to you, darling.
Nah, it's all good. So so the evolution is we're gonna start with the round table real talk. We always have delectable vegan food, right?
Love.
So we're gonna eat, we're gonna talk, and then we're gonna have like a selection session.
Okay.
Where people get to have like a kind of a one-on-one blindfolded speed meeting type of situation where they'll get an opportunity to choose who they're gonna wanna cuddle with at the end. And then the cuddle session.
So scary.
We're gonna cuddle up and watch a movie.
Right? I'm the same person that went to the damn sex club, right? But we'll talk about that on another episode of Moosh Boosh, right? I'll tell you what the sex club. Not with Docs. Not with the Buddha here.
Not with the Buddha.
We're not doing sex club, so y'all can do that on your own time. Right?
He's just talking about cuddling, y'all.
Right.
That's it. None of that.
Yeah, but we're going to finish up with the cuddle session, watch a movie, and we're going to continue to keep those type of things rolling out so people can realize not only is that possible, but there's a whole community that's kind of looking for the same thing that just don't have a space to be able to engage like that.
Docs, we have to definitely talk because I have a girl I just met through my group named Kalia, and she asked me...
What's her last name, if you can say?
Oh, I can say... I don't know.
I know a Kalia.
I don't know.
I know a Kalia too.
Okay.
I'll let you know.
Right, like, everybody know Kalia, right?
You hit it. So I know I'm just playing.
We ain't talking about you, Kalia.
But not you, Kalia.
Not Kalia. Right.
Right. No, but they come to me because I'm still a student, but I'm a happy student. So I've been... I finally, I think, mastered meditation because I thought it was the same thing as well. You just have to silence everything, and I know it's not about that. So I meditate in the shower. That's mainly where I feel like I do it really, really well. But they're asking so many questions about it, and I can't answer. Thank you. Bring me back in. They ask
Y'all
me.
know that's my shtick, but I'll let him do it for now.
He
do it.
Right. Sienna usually be like, and I'm like, oh, yeah.
Go ahead.
But no, anyway, she's been asking about it. So I'm going to have a lot of people that's going to be able to come to you. And I want to talk because this is the stuff that I was trying to get started before quarantine. And I actually had a gig at an art gallery to do these type of things, speed dating and all this stuff to put that together. So this is great stuff. But continue. I want to hear about your music as well.
Oh, yeah.
When did you start and what made you really get into...
He said it was a minute, right?
Yeah, I started doing music.
I'm in it. That one.
Like I said on this, if y'all just discovering who I am, go check out my website, docsdigler.com. Yes. But when I was on Sway Show, and this was coming off of like not even being in music, like a lot of people look at that like, yo, you blacked out. I tell people I wasn't even a rapper. Like 2 days before that. Like I'm in my spiritual bag at this point.
Right.
He was like, I don't even do this.
No. Not like I used to hate when dudes said that, but I don't mean it like that.
But if you want me to,
I don't mean it like that. I used to hate when dudes said that, right? I mean, I hadn't listened to music in a year and a half.
Yeah.
I hadn't created anything, so I was completely out of that bag.
Right.
So when I got the call, it's like now, bro.
Right.
I'm not even in. So in 2 days, I had to become a rapper again. But I kind of said on that show that I didn't even know that I could be a rapper till I think I was 20. I was transitioning out of being a minister in training. Okay. And mind you, my first year, shout out to Willie P, all my Willie P heads, William Patterson. The first year, I was just a quiet dude that could ball, that a lot of chicks was on, but I wasn't doing nothing. Like I was just straight ass kid. So then the next year I come back, I'm on the block smoking.
Oh my God. Now you're a rapper. Now he's a rapper. Look.
Right. And,
I'm back to rapping.
Right, now I'm a rapper.
And it was a battle up there, and then my man was getting destroyed. And I didn't even know I just jumped in that shit, just playing around.
To help him.
I did my thing. Like,
to protect my boy.
So my first manager was there for that. He saw me, and he had connects. That's how I got introduced to the Heat Makers. Shout out to my brothers, the Heat Makers, 25 times plus platinum. Creators of the Dipset sound, low-key the creators of the sample before Kanye like really took it to another level.
Yeah.
That was like my first situation where Heat Makers, shout out to Arsonist and all of them. So yeah, since like pretty much 20 years old, I had deals at certain points, met Kanye before he was Kanye, worked with Trackmasters, Nitty. Like I was really in the industry on the verge of a few different deals. When everything started to disintegrate, my health started to go south, and I had to just concentrate on myself. So for me now to be coming back to music, when I didn't think I was going to get a chance to express myself that way, And mind you, I got thousands of songs of material that I just thought, I guess it wasn't meant to come out.
Right.
Source kind of opened up, when I say Source, I mean God.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of opened up the portal via quarantine for me to be able to put this music out at a time where I thought it would never see the light of day. And the response has been like ridiculous. And mind you, I recorded There Is No Spoon, most of it like 4 or 5 years ago. But it works because it kind of represents my transition to where I am right now.
Okay.
Some of the stuff I even say on there, it's not the frequency I'm in.
So I'm so grateful that you're bringing that up.
Yeah.
I have 2 questions. Well, let me say that first, and then I have a question.
Okay.
But I was listening to you, and I'm like, this Docs is like, he's talking another level that I never heard really Docs talk on. Remember, I told you I don't know you from the past life. I know Docs as the Brick City Buddha, generally speaking. You know what I'm saying? I've always heard of tales of his past, but I don't know that. So now listening, I'm like, okay, so that makes a little more sense to me. It's still very well done, and it's still conscious. Yes. He's still like talking that shit, you know what I'm saying? Like Brick City Buddha shit. But at the same time, it's not where you are now. It's totally not your frequency.
And that's part of why I like the album, the front and back cover is a metaphor in itself. Because me sitting on the curb is that version of myself that was starting to realize I could bend a spoon. Yeah. Starting to realize, okay, I can heal. I can feel better. I can do shit, you know what I mean? And juxtaposed with the back, I'm in the throw, eyes lit up, you know what I'm saying?
You got it.
So this period of music kind of represents that growth. So now the music I'm about to finally be able to create, because I had to get that baby out before I could create again. Now it's going to be a completely different frequency.
That's a blessing. Tell us about some of the features that you had on there. My homegirl, shouts out to Pineapple City. Love. I love the tracks with Pineapple City on it.
Where is she from?
She's from Jersey.
Is she from like Patterson area?
Yeah,
Elizabeth?
She spent a lot of time in Newark, but she's like, she's originally from like one of those like obscure little towns or whatever.
Okay,
like
copy.
Jersey.
Okay.
Yeah, but she spent most of her time in Newark, so we just say Newark.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
All right. I'll give her Newark.
But yeah, she's the only like lyrical feature on my album. And the reason I wanted to, because we was going to do an EP. I mean, that's the wave right now. But when it came down to it, people have been waiting so long. Because I have 2 different demographics now. I got people who knew me from just music. Don't give a fuck about what I'm doing with meditation. And then I got the opposite end of the spectrum. So that's why it was kind of difficult to pick songs that was going to be cohesive, to represent both sides.
I think you did a great job at that. I didn't make it all the way through to 25. I'm definitely like, okay, I feel like there's a break in when you, I feel like maybe you did some of the songs more recently and then other songs beforehand. I feel like the second half of the album is I've connected from like soloing down. I started like saying, okay, I see this, I get this vibe.
The oldest song on the album I think is 8 years old. Alone, featuring
really?
Jones. And I'm glad you said that too, because I don't want people to speed through this. We in a very fast food, microwavable era of music, and there's so much music constantly coming out. It kind of gives the top artists, the luxury of just half-assing shit, because they know people just going to regurgitate it, spit it out, and then wait for the next thing.
Right.
So when we was trying to condense all of this into an EP, at the last minute, it was like, it's too much that I have to say right now, and I want to retrain people's ears to be able to absorb a complete body of work and take it back to a meal as opposed to the fast food. So Alone, 8 years old. Everything else was pretty much 4 or 5 years old. Shout out to my big bro. That's why I was asking how long we gonna be here. I gotta go check my my OG Banger. He kind of executive produced this. That's from the old. He's leveled up too.
I hate
We all done leveled up.
Everybody level up there, right?
But his nickname Banger was apropos. I just leave it at that. But yeah, he's kind of like my executive producer, because I didn't even realize the album was there in the music I made at that time. I came to the crib one day. He's like, "Yo, I got you, bro. Let's go with this." I'm like, "Oh shit, it's a whole album right here."
Yeah,
wow.
Shout out to Banger.
Okay.
One more thing, I'm sorry, because I like the music. So, There Is No Spoon. Just tell them a little bit about the concept behind the name and all of that.
Yes.
Yeah, so Sophia, I forget her last name, but a black woman wrote The Matrix. A black woman wrote Terminator. Like, a lot of people don't realize that. But I say that to say that when I saw The Matrix in 99, I'm giving away some of my age. Nah, we Gucci. That was like the first drop of the shoe and my awareness starting to expand. I ain't know shit about spirituality. I was just coming out of Christianity, but it was something about the messages underneath that movie that I ain't quite understand, but it just resonated spiritually with
the interest,
me.
right?
Right, so I always knew I wanted to create a project around that. And in the first Matrix, Neo, I'm kind of like the Black Neo in the movie of There Is No Spoon, but when he met Morpheus, he had to take him to see the Oracle, another Black woman. And he's in the room with all the potential, the ones. And one of them is sitting there bending the spoon with his mind.
Right.
So Neo asks him, like, yo, how do you do that? And the kid tells him, you got to realize that this spoon in physical form doesn't really exist at its essence like that. And the spoon is like a metaphor for our limitations, our doubts in ourselves. If you realize that even the doubts as well as the confidence are all coming from the same pool of just energy.
Wow.
And you pick and choose what you would like to develop.
Okay.
And I got to the point where I realized all the shit that was blocking me, but it don't even exist.
It doesn't even exist.
There is no spoon.
There is no spoon.
Yeah.
Like
Oh my gosh, this is so good.
boom.
This is really...
This is why we only had 2 guests on
Hey.
here.
Yeah, we're very strategic, and this is why we say if we don't choose you or ask you to be on the show,
You'll be all right.
Word. Well, that's
You're gonna-
the first part, but it's the second
you're gonna
part.
pay.
There's the second part.
If I want you on the show, that's
You
because there's
will
something
be okay.
special about you, and I want you here.
You're
I
gonna
need
pay.
you here, your energy. If I'm not asking, you keep coming in to I got a lot of stuff to talk about. Okay,
Right.
well, baby,
Right.
because I don't know what I'm interested. You just say you got a lot. We all got a story. What's your story?
Word.
Word.
Okay, you ain't got a daddy. Okay, no,
Word.
we got to pay me to talk about that story.
Exactly.
But yeah, you feel me, right?
Names. Word.
It's a fact. People be in my inbox all the time talking about, yeah, I need to be on your show. You need? Why?
To do what? What
I
do they
got
wanna
a story
talk?
to
I
tell.
think they just be wanting to talk. People just want to
They want
talk.
to
And
mess
they're
with
like,
y'all.
what's up with y'all?
They
Y'all
Right?
seen
do.
yourselves
No.
lately?
Oh.
Aw, thank
I
you.
got a hip hop show. Imagine my DMs.
Oh, wow. All the rappers
They
in
ready.
there.
1,000 rappers.
Exactly. They ready.
All the artists.
Listen to my moms.
They all trash. They all
They doing
trash.
fuck Mr. Flex. Everybody's trash.
Damn, you said something I was going to piggyback off of it. Marijuana's short-term memory sometimes.
You crazy to me, girl.
I am crazy. I'm sorry.
And
I'm
why-
the
and
only
why-
girl of all
Nah, you
brothers.
Gucci. You
No,
Gucci.
I'm just...
While you remembering the features too, I forgot. So yeah, Pineapple City.
Yes.
Make sure y'all check her out too. Phenomenal artist.
Yeah, she's
It's
dope.
interesting too, bro. Like City, if you see this, she had completed the album that like kind of took her to the next level. Because mind you, City is super lit. Like
She's crazy.
beyond me in a
Outta
lot of
here.
ways as far as her
Word.
status and all of that. When she came to me, mind you, I wasn't doing music no more, and she discovered me through meditation. So we ain't know each other. She just reached out to me one day. We had a mutual friend. And she was like, yo, big bro, I've been checking you out. I see you like real positive. I'm in a rough spot right now. Like I got this phenomenal album and nothing is moving for me. And it's like, it's breaking me right now. So our first conversation was me just pouring into her. And cause I was already a fan, I had listened to her music.
Right.
Everything I told her in that conversation that she didn't believe for shit, we've watched all of that shit transpire.
Wow. Isn't that
So
beautiful, though?
blessed and talented.
Facts.
Yeah.
And such a sweetheart, too.
Beautiful
like,
person.
she's such a
Yeah.
sweetie girl.
Facts.
Yeah.
When you actually see the manifestation with someone believing in themselves come to fruition, it's like, yo, I remember when she didn't believe it. That's the gift.
So yeah, we got Pineapple City on there. We got
Okay.
Mishi Me, who's a very well-known reggae artist from Canada.
Yeah, I like that little feature.
big
That was
up.
fire. That's a
Mishi
fire
Me is
one.
lit. We got my man Radio 3000 and Honey Madou from Malaysia. They like two of the biggest artists in Malaysia. Was just on the
Dope.
MTV Awards over there.
Nice.
I had to deal with the same company that Radio 3000 had, so that's on Top of the World.
Okay.
Vertical Jones, of course, is on a lot of the
Yeah.
album. He produced a lot of the album. But outside of that, yeah, it's pretty,
Me
it's pretty,
too,
yeah.
right.
Everybody know Vert. What up, Vert? But yeah, other than that, it's pretty much just Buddha, man.
The creative world in this town is not,
We was just talking about that.
It's
Yeah,
always like
crazy.
that.
Somebody
it's like
you know,
it's very
somebody.
tight knit. But I feel like industry is like that. If
Yeah.
you like fashion people, no fashion people.
Yeah.
Artistic people, no art people. All the poets,
yeah.
they all know each other. You know what I'm saying?
Animal says, can y'all say the name of the show?
Of our show?
Oh, it's a Moosh Boosh.
Moosh
Means
Boosh,
highly
Moosh
appetizing. Mouth amusers, baby. It's French, okay?
Yeah.
Which one is Moosh? Which one is Boosh?
Oh my gosh.
Mooshy because I'm Mooshy. And Booshy because she's
You
a
don't wanna
bitch.
say it.
No.
You don't want to say it.
You see? You see? Why I gotta be all that? You see what I'm saying? No,
Order in the court.
you think that too. It's okay. And guess what? I don't care anymore.
go.
I'm so grateful
There
that
you
y'all
go.
think that. I'm so grateful y'all see the baddest in me.
Oh,
Black.
because I'm the baddest. What you trying to say?
That's true.
Because I'm the baddest. Oh, okay, I'm back.
This is how we do. Tell us about your baby boy. He's beautiful. He's absolutely gorgeous. Tell us about the family, all of that. We don't got much time, but we gotta
So it's dope that you asked that because I'm about to give y'all like a sneak preview into my next work, which is gonna be called Samadhi.
Oh, I love his name, by the way.
And
what's his name?
Samadhi.
Samadhi.
Tell them what Samadhi means, so people know what that means.
And matter of fact, part of how he got here was her on the ones and twos.
Shut up!
At that point, about 3 weeks overdue.
Yeah.
And we went to a party at Blueberry Cafe.
Yes, we did.
And
she was very pregnant.
Yes.
Lauren was like, as soon as you see her, like, Lauren, are you supposed to be here?
And it was a lot of fear at that. Not with me, but her more so. It was she wasn't sure what we was doing was right because it was so much pressure for us to get induced. They was trying to induce us from like month 7.
Oh no!
Because we both vegan. His abdomen was measuring small according to their 1,000 people sample size.
Exactly.
So it was just our midwife was putting mad pressure on us, making us sign it.
Really?
It was crazy. It was crazy.
My midwife didn't do that.
She was just very fearful.
Did she work in conjunction with the hospital? Or she was just fearful?
Yeah, because she had 2 cases where the baby, which I can understand.
Yeah, she's just being precautionary.
Yes.
No doubt. Yeah, so when we walked in there, it was just a lot of fear. And you was just doing your thing, and she just
Lauren
let
danced
it
out, honey.
And her water literally broke that day.
Like as it should. Like we've been doing it back in the days forever.
Exactly.
I was telling Sienna just about, and I know we got to wrap up soon, but just talking about babies because it's something about having a baby and women being pregnant. No matter how much I know the science behind having a baby, it still always amuses me. No matter how much I break it down, I understand it, but it's still like, it's just magic. It's nothing else.
It really is.
But I forgot what I was going to say, but you saying that, I'm waiting when I detox and everything, going to be going to school, but quarantine messed that up to be a doula.
Wow.
Nice.
That was my little secret. I didn't want to tell everybody yet, but that's my little thing. And my thing is I want to deliver my daughter's baby because...
Oh, my God.
I know. I have to.
Make me cry.
When it's time for having a baby, I have to because it has to be done the right way. I know for a fact that they did an emergency. I know this empathically, that they did an emergency C-section on me because they wanted more money. It was so many women.
That happens.
I pushed my daughter out the first time. I had a doula. I had a midwife the first time. And I had my mom. I was very young. Being as Rostam, I was raised vegan. So I had everybody there, my mother there, everybody telling me what to do. And I pushed my baby out, and I said, I'm meant to have babies. Because I did not feel what everybody else felt. I was connected. I read a lot of books. My mother... Just everything, spirituality and everything. So I was already connected to my daughter when I had a baby. I just knew if you hold your breath and when a contraction comes, you push as hard and as long as you can, the baby's gonna come out. I knew that and I focused on that. And the pain was actually kind of pleasurable. It was like beautiful pain.
Some women experience that. Some women orgasm when they
I did.
When they deliver.
I never told nobody that, but I did.
Some women do, yeah.
I did. It was real. Anyway, it was just a beautiful thing. 14 years later, I had my son, and all I know is they're pushing me down the gurney, blah, blah, blah. But I knew that they performed a C-section on me because they just wanted them. I work in the medical industry. I know the shit's behind the scene.
Yeah.
And I just couldn't stop it at that time. And no one's going to do that to my daughter.
And they also make you, like he said, they put so much fear in you.
That's what they did.
At that time, you feel like, okay, I don't have a choice. Like, what if I don't do this and something happens to the baby? So you just go with it. You
How
know
many times did they come in the room and ask you if you wanted the epidural? Because I always declined.
Yeah.
It's like, I said no.
Constantly. I think, I'm going to be honest, I feel like I took the epidural because they kept asking me at the end of it. Because I was literally at the brink of like, look, yes or no, right now, or it ain't happening.
That's what they do to you.
You know what I'm saying? So I was like, okay.
That's why I always bow down to Goddess, because she did 45-hour labor. No epidural, no drugs, no nothing. But yeah, man, as far as Samadhi, being a meditation teacher, everybody has her own. Right? When you break it down, it's actually spelled AUM. And it's not really a spelling. It represents the 3 phases of consciousness. So when you say that A represents physical reality.
Yes.
The U represents the deep sleep state, the astral realm. When you close it, they call that the state of Samadhi, which means complete absorption into source when all of this disintegrates.
Yeah, Samadhi's like Nirvana, like the highest plane.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's what Samadhi is.
Right.
That is so good.
It's beautiful, right?
Ball, and I'm getting better at it. But when I do hear the vibrations of it, it really does something to me.
Oh, yeah.
It lifts me to. I'm almost scared of it initially.
Yeah.
It's like, damn, this feels too good.
Shit, it feels too good. Are you feel it digging out?
It's digging out. It's digging out.
Dig out, and sometimes it's not as pleasurable because sometimes it's digging out what it got to dig out from these different crevices all up in them chakras and stuff. So it's necessary to deal with those high pitch, vibrations sometimes.
When I work with my students in Newark, I'm teaching the Newark school system now too, by way of Lotus Yoga. Shout out to Jennifer Cole.
Oh, you the mayor? Mm-hmm. Okay, mayor.
Working on it. But yeah, the first time I do the bowl with them, it's like the room is split. Some of them like, yo, I never felt like that type of peace before.
All kids should have that in the
classroom.
Turn
that shit off, bro. What are you doing?
Yeah, you summons in some shit.
That's the ones you need to keep doing it.
Right.
Come on.
But it's beautiful because we get to have that conversation where you see everybody has a different response to energy, period. And it's no right or wrong.
Right.
And then we get to talk about those that was annoyed by it. It's probably a sign that there's energy you need to release from your system.
Work out.
Yeah, that's actually one of the things I said when I
get public schools.
Yeah, shout out to North Pro School. Shout out to North Boys Chorus. What's good? That's one of the things when people ask me, well, how did you get to this place? Because I was a person that always stayed on ready, at one point. And I said, and it's just symbolic to what Sienna said about the home and just digging all that stuff out. I said, when you ask God, the source, to reveal yourself to you, you're not going to like everything, but that's when you do the work.
That's right.
Because it's hurt when you be like, ooh, hold up, God, easy. But yeah, so how much more do we have?
Also, while you're doing that,
like 10 minutes.
Somebody wants to reach out to you who is a holistic doula.
Okay.
And then I want to send our doula to you too.
Look at that. Community.
Stop. They trying to make me cry.
What up, Mother Earth?
I'm not, because I'm a gangster. I'm not.
Look at this. She's the gangster doula.
I'm the gangster doula.
Get that baby out of you right now. Stop playing with me. Breathe. Hold your breath. You know what to do. You know what to do. You did this before. How many of these videos you watched?
You did this before. Did you see the viral video of this Dominican lady? And I said, she's my hero.
Dominican again.
This Dominican lady had Afro-Latina, okay, if you will. She had a baby at home. So she already had like 3 kids. 2 in Pampers, the other one, she stood. The father said, whatever he was saying, basically it's coming. So the kids are running with their bottles. This lady, she's my hero. She stood like this on the side of the wall, leaned with her head like this, and pushed the baby out. Woo. Like 4 times pushes.
Leaning on the wall.
Stand up, leaning on the wall. She bent down, she caught her baby, sat down, and put the boob in the mouth. I said, this is my hero. What?
Look at Name's face.
That's God.
Wait. Feminine energy is weak though. Right?
Let me say exactly. Yo, that's
like it was nothing.
That's how I envision Kiki Wyatt having babies. That's what I feel like. That's how I envision Kiki Wyatt. Like she just, in the studio, just put up on the stool, baby.
Got a note.
Smoking a cigarette. What up, Kiki?
I love her crazy behind. I understand her. She's a Pisces.
10 or 11 babies now, right? Which one is it?
True to herself. We got like 20 personalities, but we own those. That's really us.
All of them.
That's my hero. I said, did she just sit down and put her breast in the baby mouth and the kids was just standing around like, I said, what is going on? I love it.
Girl.
I wish I could have babies with my kids around like, y'all ready? I'm about to do this. My cousin, she had,
about to.
Oh, shit.
Don't say that, please. No. All right,
like Tamika, you got it for me.
Thing, not you.
Oh.
See me, I was like, yeah, you have it for me. Tamika,
no, because I keep getting these, I keep getting these dreams.
Ooh, fishies, Pisces, come on.
It's a lot, and I'm not liking it. I got things to do.
Yeah, girl.
My kids didn't.
That may be one of them.
Yeah.
That may be one of them. I don't know.
You just want to deliver the babies, right?
I just want to deliver them.
Yeah.
My daughter, when it's time for my daughter to have a baby, that'll be my baby. Yes.
Grandma's baby.
Oh, no, honey. I'm going to be my name is going to be Umi. I don't know. I'm never going to be a grandmother.
You don't want to be called grandma?
Oh, hell to no. Do I look like a grandma? I'll be 90 years old. Like, excuse me.
When you said you got a daughter that's moving into her first apartment, I was surprised. So.
I'll be
Black don't crack.
Yeah.
You know how
when you
it
living
go.
right. When you living right.
I went to this, I went to Surf City in Jersey City, and we got to talk about this in another show, because it was the differences between different white people. This was a good topic I wanted to talk to you about, how we don't have enough time. But I went to Surf City. I'm just going to cut it off to this. And a bunch of these white girls came to me or whatever, and they were just chilling. They're talking to me. I'm like, why do you guys want to hang out with me? And how old are you? 21? I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm old enough to be your mom. Anyway, I end up hanging out with these young 20-something-year-old white girl, and that's all they kept doing was like, "Could you believe her age? Tell them your age." I was like, "Oh my God, please."
I'll be like, all right now.
That's enough.
That's enough of that.
I was like, you got to chill.
Right. Now that's enough
my industry age is.
Exactly.
Okay?
I'm only telling you this because I'm never going to see y'all again.
Right. And I'm having actually a good time.
Right.
My inner child is out and I love it. Thank you, girls.
Exactly.
For turning up. But yeah. I look kind of cute on your thing. Well, I look better on yours than mine.
It's a I'm just saying.
I knew it was coming.
It's
You
a
set
Mac.
yourself up. You set yourself up.
She has the
She sung it to
capacity.
you, too.
YouTube. We
I
haven't talked to you
do.
today. YouTube. She has the capacity to be a part of the I team.
We both do.
Of
We
the
coming.
winning team.
We coming.
I'm coming, I promise.
You know what I'm saying?
I promise.
See?
Oh.
She gets it. Gets it.
Ah.
This guy gets it. I might come back
That's
up.
the duality. Brick City, Buddha. That's the
You
duality.
gotta come back because we want to
Let's
talk.
get it, man.
You know, my audience, we're very sexual in a very good way, right? No, we talk about everything.
Well, everything is sex anyway.
Right, from entrepreneurship down to that. But my group, it's a place where all these professionals can't talk like this on their page, and we get to talk our shit in here.
Right.
About it. Like I said something one day, I said,
What? Go.
sperm belongs in the vagina, not on the sheets.
Okay.
It was just this thing, but
Did
they
you
love
not
that.
want to say it? To
My
me?
crowd-
Oh my God.
My people love that shit. So I would like you to talk about that because I did kind of brief them, but I think that you're more well versed in it, or you can articulate it better than me when it comes to manifestations through your orgasms.
Well,
Oh,
talk about it
Can
now
you
before we
talk
go.
about
Yeah.
that a little bit? Because they love. Let me bring this up closer. They love it. Y'all ready? I know y'all coming back, but come on, I'm gonna do a little live later.
Well,
I
it's
need you to hear the Buddha speak.
yeah.
right now.
Let's work. So there's a technique called edging. Edging. Anybody ever heard of that?
I don't know if I know the name, but express it.
Okay, so it's different for women and men. Of course, when men ejaculate, like we are literally dumping out life force. And it's, before I even say that, it's interesting because men a lot of times will hit a certain wall. How much time we got? Got a few minutes?
No, you're good.
We good?
You're fine, yes.
Men will hit a certain wall in a relationship where the woman can sense and the man can sense that I still love you, I'm still connected to you, but there's something in me that's like almost like a blockage. Like it don't feel like it did when we first started.
Right.
Part of that is because the body is so intelligent, and a lot of times men are overexerting as far as ejaculation, that the body sends out, the brain, the body sends out chemicals to kind of bring the man's emotional connection down to the woman. So they can preserve what they spilling too much out. You know what I mean? So I just say that to say that it's different for men and women. Y'all, in a lot of ways, are sexually superior.
Yes.
Y'all can bust 20 nuts, keep, you know what I mean? Like, everybody knows this. So,
Right.
so edging is the woman is, pleasing herself, masturbating, whatever you want to call it. And when you are reaching the point of no return, when you feel like you're about to bust a nut,
Yeah.
you stop. You start to breathe that energy from your sacral chakra, genitalia. You start to breathe it up the spine.
Oh, like a kundalini.
Exactly. As you're doing that, you focus on whatever it is you're looking to manifest. And instead of that energy being spilling out through just genitalia release, you send it to the higher chakras and it expresses in a different way.
Yeah.
And that could definitely amplify your
So
your
you
ability to
actually
manifest.
stop it before you're about to climax.
Yeah.
You don't do it while you're climaxing.
No. You stop right before you're about to
Gotcha.
climb it. That energy has swelled up. Now you
Yes.
direct it up and you think
Makes
about what you
sense.
manifest. And when it starts to come back down, you flick the bean again. You know what I mean? Get your
So we
get your
can't
DJ on
actually
again.
let it go. Okay.
Yeah,
Because
that's
I was
the
about
point
to
you
be
can't.
like, bro, this is about to be extra
You can go both
frustrating.
ways.
You want me to be like, relaxed
both
after
ways.
this
You
shit?
better have me knocking people out for
The
no
whole
reason.
house about to be clean every day. I'm like, this mother-
Right.
damn.
Yo, so yeah, look
Right.
into edge, and that's also in the book I was telling you about cultivating female sexuality.
Give us anybody else to I like listening to people and all type of stuff. So give us anybody else you think that people can maybe listen to or read or anything.
I
like
would
that.
also recommend for the women in counseling. I've realized like 90% of the women I know have been sexually abused in some way, shape, or form. So there's a book by Calarius Phoenix, Kelarius Phoenix, Finex. Secret Wisdom of the Yoni Gates, and she has
Secret wisdom of the Yoni
Yeah.
dicks.
Gates.
Oh,
Yoni
on
dicks.
mine. She said she ain't want to have no.
it's been 20 months. I'm sorry, Doc. So
Hey,
Yeah.
hey,
yeah, I
salute,
guess now.
salute.
Now I'm breaking down a little bit. Like, gosh,
Salute.
no, I'm good.
did
The
it, yeah.
Yanni dicks.
Yeah, Yanni, that's a whole
I'm
new,
like,
new
Yoni
genre
dick.
right there. Like,
That's
Like, I
how.
ain't never tried that one.
Yoni dick.
That's on the spectrum, right? That's our.
I guess that's a hermaphrodite.
Right. It's on our spectrum.
Right.
But yeah, she has a whole chapter on like when women are people in general, but when women are sexually abused, hilarious. It kind of blows out your sacral chakra. And a lot of times the fallout will be women become hyper or hyposexual.
Absolutely.
So they'll either become very promiscuous or they'll completely shut down sexually.
Yeah. That's
and they'll think it's something wrong with them, but it's because your sacral chakra energy has been blown out. And it kind of got to be recalibrated. So a lot of my clients have been psychoanalyzed, seen therapists and shrinks, but it's different because they aren't working on an energetic level.
So true.
And a lot of times, you know, it's white people that don't really understand the energies we working with. So yeah, it's been beautiful to
Docs, thank you for being here.
Yeah, no doubt. Thank you for having me.
Isn't he one of the best?
I tell people you got to put in the work. I've decided this book that I've been writing for years now. I'm gonna break it down into like personal thoughts, like probably like 60 pages a beat and take people through this journey. Because it's a lot of things they don't know about me. And they just think that I'm this happy-go-lucky person. I have to tell people I wake up happy on purpose. Right. You know, I have to. And it's not always like that because I was explaining to Sienna today. I started feeling depressed. I get to those places, but then I have to be like, well, where's this feeling coming from? Why am I feeling like this? So, I'm going to come to one of your classes, Docs. This is therapeutic for me today.
You're going to love it. You really are.
And I'm going to bring some of the people from the Pink Elephant group. Oh, y'all want to see me? Okay. I'm going to bring some people from the group as well because they need it. And what's up, Kevin? He knows all about that Duke. He said, Hotep family. Hotep? Am I saying that right?
I don't know.
That's more so, isn't that, when you say Hotep, that's more so,
the Hotep.
Yeah.
I can't say Hotep without saying that. Hotep, child. You already know, because you know what that means. Here they go.
Right.
They about to read you something. Well, if the queen was like,
you know, thank God Kevin's not like that.
I'm glad.
Peace
to Kevin.
Yeah, peace to Kevin. Yeah, he's not that, but he on spiritual shit. He's Rasta, too.
I'm glad y'all said that, too, because I think that's part of my purpose is to, like, normalize spirituality.
Yes.
Because, people will see, like, my image on social media, and they get around me like, bro, you mad. I'm regular as hell. But I'm extremely dedicated to my spirituality at the same time, and both can exist at the same time.
Yo, so...
Thank you.
Brick City Buddha.
So just yesterday, was it yesterday? Yeah, yesterday. I have this love affair with Buddhism. And I went to this monastery that I go to from time to time. Yeah, it's in West Orange now. So it's
a monastery in West Orange?
It's a Buddhist monastery in West Orange.
Really?
It's absolutely gorgeous, yeah.
You gotta take me one.
So absolutely. They do meditation on Saturdays, every Saturday. And that's how I feel talking to the monks. It's like they way down to earth, way normal, way regular, but they're like just devoted to what it is that they, know to be right for their lives. And I respect that. And I'm such an extremist, so I have to like chill with myself because now, me, I'm like, I'm about to move in. Like, I'm ready to go. You know what I'm saying? I'm already bald. I'm already there. I come in and I see my sister. You know what I mean? I'm like, oh, hey girl, we match, right?
It's nothing.
Exactly. So I'm trying to just get a ring on that. But that's so it's very refreshing, and it's something that makes lay people, you know what I'm saying, like feel like
it's
we
accessible.
can have a relationship and not feel like a total failure in the eyes of like whatever your greater power is. So it's beneficial.
It's balance, it's duality. That's why I go by my slogan is righteous and ratchet, because I tell people, they look at me in this way that's like, oh, Tamika's not like this. She's not like, no, you might see me twerking. Right. Because it's fun. I'm with my girls in a little, not saying, but I'm going to do me. Right. You might see me throwing a shot back with my friends, and there's nothing wrong with that. I have control. It's okay. I can be both. I can have a good time and still be righteous, I think
that's probably the most important, lesson, message that I relate to people is that everything is God. Right now, God is manifesting through this conversation, through these through this podcast, right? The people that's watching the device. Everything in here right now is God just expressing in a different way, shape, and form. So when you realize that, you don't have to lock into 8-10 hours of meditation to feel like you can never take a step out of or away from God.
Never ever.
Period.
Oh my God.
That's how our consciousness flows, is through the concentration of God on you, sis, bro. Like constantly. Right. That should make you feel good in itself, that you're getting this ever loving, like, connection and attention from source at all times.
Exactly.
While you're here, just alive, just this, now.
Exactly.
This, I'm lost for words, and I'm never lost. Sienna's probably like, what?
No, it's fine.
No, because everything that I've manifested, listen, I just asked God, basically, he's going to have to recreate my circle. Because sometimes we get attached to people because of longevity, as long as we know them.
You stay.
And I can no longer do that. We have this slave-like loyalty just because you know somebody forever. But I feel so comfortable now till it's scary, where letting people go is just easy, where it will be like, well, maybe not, because I don't feel attached to those things. So I see, now that I've finally released, God is replacing these people. Let me tell you something. You talking right now is talking to my soul. Honestly, I really appreciate you, and I mean that, because this is nothing but confirmation.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Yeah. And when they be like, somebody's an evangelist or this, those people are only supposed to confirm what God is already telling them.
That's right.
And then when you said, you see God, that's my thing. I see God in everything. Mm-hmm. So when people are like, how could you forgive this person? Like, you don't understand my level of understanding and love. Mm-hmm. Yours is surface. Mine is so deep to your damn pinky toe. It's like, oh, I understand it. I tell a story of one of my best friends put me in jail, but I'm not going to get too deep because that's going to be in the book. But yeah, and we're still friends to this day, but I understand the level of where he was at that time in his life. And I knew that he loved me unconditionally. He just was misplaced. Right. You understand what I'm saying?
There
so he is replacing people, and I so thank you, because you are one of the people that I'm going to connect with everything that I want to do. You're doing it already, Doc. Right. So thank you for this.
And it's apropos you said that. I got a song on the album called Alone. I think the first lyric is, I haven't had human interaction in a month, except for going to get groceries, gas, and blunts. So it was a certain phase of my life before the level up where everybody see, where I was in immense, intense solitude. Literally me, my four walls, my demons, and God.
Yes.
Like a year and a half. And initially it was breaking me, but I had the tool of meditation to start to turn it into like my sanctuary.
Right.
I started to fall in love with me being by myself all the time. And that acceptance of that turned into my new community, my new tribe.
And the law of attraction. Go ahead. Just
now.
Another song on my album. Come to me.
I can't wait to listen to your album thoroughly now.
So
now
make sure that everybody listens, and Doc, let them know where they can find you, where they can listen to everything and get all your information.
All right. So as far as music, docsdigla.com, DOXDIGGLA.com. For my iTuners, my iPhoners and all of that. It will be on all streaming platforms probably by this week. We had to clear one of the samples, but it'll be up everywhere. But for right now,
I know which sample I think too. We'll talk about that. I was listening. I was like, you got that?
You're a music head, so you already know. We gonna get it cleared, but it'll be up on all streaming platforms probably within a week. But right now, you can still at least listen to it on my website. Go back and find all the music you may have missed. If you didn't know I was an artist out here, I got merch on there. All type of stuff. So docsdigla.com for music. For meditation, brickcitybuddha.com. And you can book one-on-one sessions, counseling sessions, meditations, see our events, things of that nature. Our next events, like I said, October 10th, the Cuddle Party. You'll see information for that.
So cute.
Right. And then before that, we have our second weekend retreat in PA. Shout out to my fellow practitioner, Journey with Kati. That's coming up September 18th if you want more information on that.
You are connected.
Yeah, I'm not playing no game. Feminine energy, bro.
Yes.
Feminine energy. So yeah, man, just hit me up.
Instagram.
Yeah, Instagram, brick_city, CITI_Buddha. You already know. Buddha, BUDDHA. Right? And yeah, on Facebook, Docs Digler. I'm not really on a bunch of the other platforms.
That's enough. I think that's enough. We all know you like Tamika said, you're the mayor around here.
Yeah, you're the mayor of spirituality.
We love it.
The guru.
So
you said something about counseling and you counsel couples and stuff. Yes. Do you counsel mother-daughter?
Yeah, any semblance of a relationship.
Okay.
So it doesn't have to be a romantic relationship. Even people's relationship with themselves, I can still work with you on that.
I want you to talk to me and my daughter eventually. We'll talk behind the scenes.
We'll talk about it. Thank you. 10,000 Hours of Network. Thank you so much. Thank you for our Moosh Boosh family on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, all of that. Shouts out to Doc Show, Brick City Buddha. We really, really appreciate you.
I have fun.
Thank you. I'm glad.
Thank you. Yes, Miss Moosh Boosh situation, guys. We'll see you back next Sunday.
Word. Peace, guys. Peace. Bye.